Hello, and welcome to FBL, part of the Community Corporation Limited, YNPL, which is Youth Premiership Netball League with the ENG. Now, we've got problems and tech problems today, so let me know if you can hear me properly, which you should be fine, but we've got Oaksway joining us a little bit later. We've got Richard trying to join us. He's got problems with his tech, so if he can't get it sorted, you've got me. Ha ha! And we all know that Richard probably will be trying his best to get on. So at the moment, I've got a little white screen. Let's see if he's there. I know it's still loading. It's a bit like, yes, never mind. Got to love the tech. Now, let us know in the comments how you're feeling, how you're doing. Are you up? Are you playing this Saturday? Let us know. Or maybe Sunday with the good old Netball Cup under 16s coming on. So let us know if you're in that as well. We'll be talking about that later with Richard. But again, let us know in the comments. Now, I might sneak, well, I'm not supposed to sneak Oaksway in, but they seem to be ready and they seem to be waiting. So what I think we give them I don't know. I'm just going to say it to them because they're actually watching. Give us a hands up, go, if I should put you on now. Oh, Richard says he's in the waiting room. Here we go. Hang on. Richard, we can see you're in the waiting room, but you're just got the spinny little icon, my friend. I'll tell you what, we'll leave the little spinny icon and we'll get Oaksway. Hey, Oaksway, how are you doing? Who have we got?
Aaron Jones and Ava.
Ava and Aaron. Yeah, let me write that down because I'm really rubbish with names because people say, "Don't you remember me?" And I go, "Oh." So it's Aaron and what?
Ava.
Ava. Is that like AVA?
Yep.
Very easy way to spell it. Right. Okay. So why did Richard want to come on the show?
Just to talk about the weekend and what we're playing and how we're going to play.
Okay. So do you know where you are in the league at the moment?
We don't really know where we are in the league at the moment.
We know where everyone else is.
With the wonders of technology, look at that. Let's bring it up, shall we? Let's scroll up. Well, here's Richard. Look. I knew it. See, I'll make him work harder if I just go alone. You see, look, here he is. You there, Richard? Can we hear you?
Yeah, I've got the dodgy laptop camera, so it's a bit. We're going into the 90s here.
Well done, sir, for getting yourself online. The show must go on. That's why I started. But we've got the girls from Oaksway here. I was just going to quickly show them the league, if you don't mind. I know you want to bring them in a little bit later after a little discussion, but they're in 4th place. So, Aaron and Ava, how do you feel about being in 4th?
I think we're doing really well, considering there's some really good teams in this league.
And I think 4th is a really good place to be because the top 4 obviously go to finals. And yeah, top 4 is definitely happy for us.
Definitely happy. Okay.
Yes.
Who have you got playing next? Richard will probably know off the top of his head because he's really good like that.
And Chester A.
Wire and just so. What do you think about Wire?
Well, we've never really heard of them before. I think, obviously they're mid-table, so they're going to be a good team, but...
Yeah, we haven't played them, I don't think, so we don't really know a lot about them.
All right, what about Chester?
We've played Chester before. It was last season. We were obviously younger. We won, but only by a bit, so we definitely know that's going to be a really tough game.
What do you reckon, Richard?
Well, that's just what we're going to talk about with them because let me just go. If you bring that league table up onto the thing, Martin.
I will. Give me one sec. Just click the right button. There we go.
Hello, Erin and Ava. Are you all getting prepared for this Saturday?
Yeah, we've just finished training.
Have you? How do you train for these type of games? Do you focus on what you should be doing as a team, or do you try and work out the strengths and weaknesses of Chester and Wire?
I think we just need to focus on ourselves more than the other team. So, build connections in the defense and the attacks. And
it's how crucial is it for you for your team? What to get two wins, one win. How crucial is it to get either 2 wins or 1 win this weekend?
We definitely want 2 wins. We want to win as much as possible, but we'll want to win obviously because then that'll give us a higher chance of getting in that top 4.
And so you've only just come into the league. It only has been going 1 season, so it hasn't been going long. you played 4 games. Have you been enjoying the league? What is it about the league that you enjoy?
I really enjoy the league.
Yeah.
It's fun to go out and play netball with other teams and see what's out there and whatnot.
Because a lot of these teams we don't play in our local leagues, so it's quite good to play against like teams that we're not used to, so we get that different experience.
And where position wise, realistically, where do you think do you think you can achieve this season?
I think we can definitely get in the top 4, top 3 even. I think if we can win these games at the weekend.
Well, if you win these next 2, you're going to give yourself a good chance of qualifying into the nationals. But the next round of games sees you play Kingsway Power. Now, when you played Oldham, you come up short, but you did give them a good game and you did match them for long periods in that game. Do you believe that you can take on a team like Kingsway Power and kind of, instead of qualifying for the top 4, kind of think, you know what, we can go and win this?
Yeah, I think all we can really do is play our best and like just try and focus on our own games coming up. And obviously we respect all the teams that will play. We've respected all of them. And I think Kingsway Power is just another game that we're going to rock up and try our best and prepare for.
So in regards to Wire and Chester, what do you think? I don't know if you analyse the live stream content at all, but have you pinpointed any strengths in their game which you can kind of quell and get on top of?
We're really just trying to concentrate on ourselves and what we can do to beat them. So we weren't very worried about what they can do.
I think we really haven't heard of them before. We haven't watched them, and I think the only thing we know is score lines from their other games. But I think that doesn't really reflect on what we can do. We can do a lot more than that.
And
Richard,
go on.
can I quickly jump in there? So, are you saying you haven't watched the live streams? You haven't gone back and had a look at how they play?
We haven't watched them, but we've reflected on our own games. We've picked out points that we think we could do better at, and then we've worked on them quite a lot.
So you've not looked at their technique?
No, we're gonna just see what they do and try and adapt.
So when they do that initial centre pass, you haven't got a clue what they're going to be doing?
No.
Well, that's strong.
We've got our tactics that we can just use to try and break their centre passes down and try and win the pass.
Yeah.
And would you and again, if you win these 2 games and play Kingsway Power next, that's potentially a game which could mean that you could push for the league title type of thing. Would you seriously not go and watch how they play and how they move the ball? Would you just not look at that at all?
Well, we've played Kingsway so this season as well, so we definitely know what they're capable of and we kind of know some of their things, but yeah.
Somebody's playing around with the microphone. Somebody's touching their microphone. Can we stop that? It's really horrible. Sorry, say that again, Erin.
We've played Kingsway Power in like this season, so we definitely know what they're capable of and what we can do to try and like play our best and get as close as we can to the top.
Well, you can tell by my physique, I'm not obviously as able-bodied and as fit as Richard. And I've got to say, though, I do know a little bit about sport. Hey, there's no need for the smile. That smile and that look meant they agreed, Richard. Did you see that? They're laughing. They totally agree. Well,
I'm wearing a hat tonight because my hair's gone so grey. So
I need to get my hair cut. So here we go. I've noticed difference in all the teams through the rounds. Yeah. Remember, I'm the one who sat there when you're all throwing those balls and you nearly hit my laptop, nearly hit my head, and I nearly got Richard a couple of times last time. So I do see technique changing. Now, when we chatted to Stars a couple of weeks ago, look, and also who was it? Who did we speak to? Was it Karma last week?
Hallie?
No,
Kiana.
They are watching the games. They're going back and seeing what their rivals do. Do you not think that's a great piece of thing to have? Because American football, football itself. I mean, American football is massive. I remember back in the early days. It's a great way of actually seeing how a team is adapting, changing, and doing, and what their players do. Where if you're on the day, it's a little bit not hit and miss. I know your coach is probably looking at you going, I'm gonna tell him a few things, but that I don't agree with. But do you not think that's an advantage to look at?
It might work for some teams and it might suit them, but I think we should only worry about ourselves and what we can do to beat them on the day. And it might work for some teams, but I don't think it really works for us.
Okay.
We definitely have the fitness and we're able to adapt to lots of different styles of play. And yeah, as Eva said, that might work for different teams, but I think we're strong enough to be able to just go on and adapt.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look forward to seeing this game, Richard. I'm really
give
going to look
girls,
forward.
give us a. So you got it's Wire first, isn't it? So
yeah.
They qualified for our nationals last season. Give us a prediction on that one.
I think we'll win it because we're higher in the table, but I think it'll be a very close game. I think it'll be about 10 gap or something. 10
where
points.
you expect? Where? Oh, she's like that. So she's. So is it? Is it Erin or Ava?
Erin.
So Erin, you're predicting a 10-point gap. How about yourself, Ava?
I agree with Erin on that one. I think it'll be a 10-point gap.
And Chester? What are you expecting a harder game against Chester or Wire?
I think it'll be a really tight match against Chester because we've seen what they can do, and they are a really good team.
So give me a point. So do you believe you can beat Chester?
Yeah, I think we can beat Chester. We're definitely capable of doing it because we've done it before. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tighter margin against Chester.
Right, Erin, give us a prediction then, Erin.
More or less half, so 5-point gap or 3.
I'll tell you, this makes this game even more interesting. Should we open up a bookies, Martin?
Huh?
Should we open up a bookmakers for this one?
Do you know what? I think it's illegal, but we should. I think we should. Honestly, the gameplay is amazing, and I'm looking forward to this Saturday and seeing whether or not you win or whether you win by the amount of points as well. That'd be quite interesting.
Hey, here's a good question. Did you watch the show from last week, girls?
No.
I'm going to kick them off now, Richard. I'm kicking them off now. If they're not watching the shows, what's the point?
We've been training.
Who's a shooter out of you two?
I missed the shooter. So.
Okay, so Ava, did you see the stuff we did in regards to throwing? Hallie was talking about how she throws the ball against the post when there's nothing on. Did you see that at all?
I don't really know that.
Right, Martin, have you got that clip?
I have. I've actually just uploaded it to YouTube as well. So give me one sec.
So Ava, I want you to watch this and I want you to tell me, would you be brave enough to do this week? Or do you think it's good sportsmanship? Because some people were saying this is not a nice thing to do when you're playing netball. So when Martin pulls it up,
yeah, give me one sec. I just got to win another bit.
So while Martin pulls it up, so basically, Hallie, who plays for AP Saints, who's in the under-13s Southern League, there was nothing on, so she threw the ball against the post for the post to pass it her back. Then she shot. Have you ever tried anything like that before, Ava?
I wouldn't recommend using the post because it's really a hit or miss kind of technique, and I don't think I'd ever try that. I don't think I'm brave enough for that.
What do you think of it as a skill in terms of do you think it's something that should be allowed in netball to use a post as a player to pass the ball off?
I mean, if it works and it doesn't give an advantage, then I'd say it should be allowed. Well,
for me, I can't see how the defender, even if the defender wanted to stop that happening, they can't because they've got to be a certain distance away. So for me, it's kind of borderline whether it's right or wrong. So, but have a watch. Can you see this, girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, have a quick watch and let me know what you think of it.
So obviously, Hallie's here. She's just brought the ball in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened very good. Straight off the post there.
And then she goes to score.
So, what can you? I know both of you are not defenders. You're not defenders, are you? So,
No.
is there any possible way for a defender to stop that happening?
Yes. So if you did it
Go
once,
back, Martin. Go back.
I'm going back and go back.
So, Erin, explain it to us how a defender can stop this happening.
if I think it might work once, but then the defender might get a bit used to it and like know that could happen. So you might just do a 1-on-1. And I think if the defender was quite quick and can like react to it really quickly, then I think they could try and get that.
So, but where could the defender stand in this picture to get as close as possible to stopping that happening? Is that the
They've got to be a meter away wherever they go, so it just depends on like where they think the best angle is, because it might differ for different people.
Run it again, Martin. There you go. Look, straight off the post.
That's so quick. So quick.
If they marked 1-on-1, I think that they could get it, and I just don't think the shooter would do it if it was a 1-on-1 situation instead of doubling up.
Yeah, definitely not.
But for me, it's kind of a glitch. It's a glitch in some of the rules, because when you've got the padding round the post, there's a lot more to aim at.
Good point.
So
Good point.
it seems like it's an extra player. Ava, would you not consider doing anything like that at all?
I mean, if I was very desperate, maybe, but even then, I don't think I have the confidence for that.
Can you just not promise us you're going to do it at least once on Saturday?
Really depends on the course.
Maybe if you're 9 goals up and you're going for the 10th, you give it a go.
If I would
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, if they like weren't expecting it and they were kind of had the back to Ava, you probably, I think, give it a go.
I could give it a shot.
But okay. In terms of fairness, if you were the rule makers of netball, would you keep that rule? Or would you scrap it?
Yeah, keep it. It's part of the
game.
Yeah, it's part of the court, the post. So I think it should probably be allowed.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a choice whether they use it or not. But yeah, I'd say keep it in the game.
Mm.
Sorry, while you were talking, Richard, Ava, and Erin, you see the players here. So they're obviously jostling to obviously get a pass from the ball, aren't they? Correct? Right here. How would you stop that ball from being played? What were you saying? You said 1 foot, not 3 foot. It's 1 foot. You're saying you have to be away, correct?
1 meter.
1 meter. Sorry. Yeah. Right. So I see. I'm old. See, I only know feet, Richard. I only know feet. Is that 3 foot?
Yeah, 3 foot is 1 meter. Yeah.
There we go. Right. So is that really 3 foot? Right. So are you saying you could intercept that ball if they tried that play? And tip it. I learned that last week. Tip it. There you go.
The shooter just wouldn't do it. I don't think they'd give it a chance if the defender was that close.
If the defender was that close. Okay. And you don't think that's close already like they are on that screen? I think that's really close anyway.
Yeah, it is.
I think just because they weren't expecting it, I don't think they'd go for it.
Okay. Is this something you'll put in your arsenal though? Now that you've seen it on there and Richard's brought it to your attention. You haven't watched what we've done before, in our other reviews. So now that we've brought it to your attention, and thank you for coming on, by the way, really nice that you have. So is it something you're going to keep there? Now that we've put that there, is that something that you're going to go, I remember when I was on the show and yes, I might try that now.
I might practice that to be honest, see how it goes.
Richard might practice it, which means she will.
Ava, the pressure's on on Saturday because we want to see it at least once.
I think it's a great hack. And sorry, what was that, Ava?
If it goes wrong, I'm blaming you.
Oh, everybody blames me, Ava. Don't worry about that. Everybody blames me, even Richard. He was blaming me for his tech problems earlier.
I think we'd have to go for a bit of practice.
Yeah, definitely.
But so all in all, you think based on historic results and where you're at as a team, you think 2 wins on Saturday, and then you're going to set yourselves up for a really tough game against Kingsway Power. Is that how you feel it's going to pan out?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're enjoying the league. I'm glad you're getting the competition that your club desires. It's lovely to have you involved in this competition. I'm sure I'll be interviewing you after your game on Saturday as well. So, Erin and Ava, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
The ENG Youth Netball Premier League review show.
Thank you for having us, and I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. What a lovely pair.
There you go.
Oh, cool. I'm loving these interviews with the players, mate. It's brilliant. Absolutely.
No, it's good. It's really good. And do you know what? If poor Erin tries it on Saturday, it's Ava. Sorry, it's Ava. If she tries it on Saturday and it doesn't go particularly that well, I'm just going to I'm just going to quickly walk to the back of the room and just go and get a cup of tea because they're.
See, I can't get away. I'm going to be stuck there on a laptop. There's going to be a netball in my face, isn't there? It's going to be.
Well, the coach will probably be looking at me across the court saying, "Why?
What are you doing? What are you doing to my athletes? Seriously, stay out of it. You run the events. I train the players."
Precisely, and we're getting them to do freestyling during the games.
I think learning these hacks. It's like when Brazil does all their flair in a game of football. It's people start to try it, don't they? Like Rodino and all the other players out there. I think now that people are being made conscious of it, I think we're going to see it a lot. And it's interesting that Ava was saying that might practice it, which means yes, I'm going to practice that quite a lot now because it's actually quite not an easy way to get a goal. It's a bit tricky because of the post and the padding, but actually, if you can, if you can do it, you got yourself a goal or a net.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure if there's padding round the posts in the Wright Robinson. So I don't think we might not see it because you've got less step. But with the padding, you've got so much more to aim at.
Do you know what? I think you might be right. I've never really noticed, but now that you've said it.
Yeah, when you've got the padding, it just gives you a lot more to aim at. But it's great to have them on, and good luck to them on Saturday. I don't think Wire and Chester need much more motivation now to play hard in those games, seeing as Erin's done a prediction of a 10-goal win and a 5-goal win. It's one of those classic ones, isn't it? It's the coach goes into the dressing room and pins up what the other team have said, and it's like, right, there's my team talk. Job done. Yeah.
Now correct their prediction. There you go. Make it different.
Confidence is good. Backing you've got to back yourself. If you can't back yourself, no one's going to back you. It's good. It's good they've got the confidence, and the gauntlet has been set for Wire in Chester. And now let's have a little look at the league, Martin. So
I'm going to bring it up now. There we go.
So you've got Kingsway Power top and Oldham. They've already won a game because they were meant to play Ellesmere Port, but they can't make it. So basically, they've got a win already. Kingsway Power play Grangetown. Now Grangetown, they're improving a lot. Grangetown, and last time they played Wire, and they put in a really good, solid performance. So I expect Kingsway Power to win that game, but I don't expect it to be as comfortable as some might predict. Grangetown have come a long way, but I do predict that Kingsway Power will get the win, and they'll go into the round 4 with maximum points. Oldham have a trickier game. They have Macclesfield. Macclesfield, don't take them lightly. They haven't reached the dizzy heights they reached last season in the league yet. Don't forget they come third overall at a national level last season. So not ones to be underestimated. And it's just whether Macclesfield start well. When they played Chester last time, they started really poorly. And it was one of the best comebacks I've ever seen. I think they were 7 or 8 or 9 points down. Then they managed to claw that back. And it's very rare in netball. You see.
I think I remember that. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
But then they clawed it back to like a draw. Then unfortunately, then their performance levels couldn't just, be consistent enough to get them through to the finishing line. But yeah, Macclesfield are a good team. Really, they got good pedigree. Don't forget, like I said before, they were third nationally last season, and Macclesfield they've got a lot to play for. They've got to at least find 1 win, but ideally they need to find 2. So the initial quarter of the game against Oldham, they really need to focus and they really need to be ready for that game. But my prediction is Oldham will get the win there, and they will go into round 4 with maximum points as well. Where the interesting battle lies is the Chesters, the Wyres, the Saddleworths, and the Oaksway. Those 4 teams in particular, they have all those 4 teams are more than capable of reaching the top 4. And I think it's going to be a shootout. This weekend will show us exactly where these teams are at or how the league is going to start to develop. But massive games for Oaksway playing Wyre. Wyre they're a very unpredictable team in terms of performance levels. If I was to compare them to a team in the south, it would be Magic. You just don't know what you're getting from them. Sometimes you see spectacular performances. Sometimes you see kind of average performances. So it depends what type of Wyre turn up on Saturday. But that game against Oaksway is huge. Both teams need to be ready, but there's more pressure on Wyre to get the win in that game. And if Wyre do get the win, then they play Chester B next. So slightly kind of easier on paper, as the table suggests. But that first initial game is massive for Wyre, and they're really going to have to be ready for Oaksway. And Oaksway, not only are they playing Wyre, they're playing Chester. 2 huge games, and they're going to at least want to get 1 win. Two losses will be disastrous because that will just open up the league massively. 1 win at least keeps them as favourites to kind of get into the top 4 going into round 4. But like we said before, they've got Kingsway Power in round 4. So you don't particularly want to. Who else they got? They got Kingsway Power, and they've got
Macclesfield.
No, Oaksway.
Oh, Oaksway. Sorry.
Oh, they've got Chester B, and they've got Kingsway Power. So yeah, if they go into that Kingsway Power game needing a win, then it's not the type of game you want to go into needing a win. So Oaksway are going to have to be focused and ready to try and get 2 wins there to kind of make round 4 less stressful for them and the coaches and the parents and the supporters. But this is ENG. We like a bit of drama.
So, we love drama. Oh, we love it.
Yeah. So if it goes the way we want it to go in terms of creating that drama, then happy days. Round 4.
Come on, people, put in the comments what you think as well. Come on, let's see those comments light up, because, like you said, if that mid-table there, for the playoffs, this is the time. This is where you got to bring the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't dilly or dally now on your way. You've got to. I mean, 2 6s, 2 4s. Wyre needs to win. So does Oaksway. So does Chester. It's not.
Well, if you think at Chester play Oaksway and they play Saddleworth. So Saddleworth have to win. Don't forget, Saddleworth was 2nd nationally last season.
Oh, how things have changed.
Yeah, it's changed massively. So Saddleworth, they need 2 wins to really give themselves the best chance possible of reaching the top 4. But it's not only just reaching the top 4, it's kind of getting the best possible position so you don't play the top teams in the south. So the higher up you go, in theory, the kind of the easier the pathway. Easier pathway, as on paper, the easier pathway to the finals. But Saddleworth have got Chester A and Chester B, but that first game against Chester A is a must-win game for Saddleworth, and that's going to be a really good competitive game. But if we let's look at a scenario that could pan out. So
go on.
Oaksway could just say, for instance, Oaksway win 1, lose 1. They'd be on 8 points.
Yeah.
Wyre win 1, lose 1. They could be on 6 points. Saddleworth the same on 6 points, and Chester the same on 8 points. So you're still going into round 4. You potentially will have 8, 6, 6.
Yeah.
But then, just say, for instance, Wyre get the 2 wins and Saddleworth get the 2 wins.
Yeah.
Then they're literally, well, no, they would go up. Yeah. Just say if Wyre got they got to 8, Saddleworth be on 8. But just say, for instance, Oaksway get 1 win, they'll be on 8, and Chester lose 2 games, they'll be on 6.
It is really close. I mean, it can just change it. And we've seen this already in the league where things can just move around quite quickly because it's so close. And I don't always think that, especially with goal difference as well. That can getting the goals can be an issue that if you haven't got them, and you need to start scoring as well to push a goal difference up, because that can actually knock you out.
Yeah, precisely. But if you look at Macclesfield, who still have a kind of, they're borderline kind of on the edge of a cliff at the moment in terms of qualifying for the top 4. But if you were Macclesfield, you're going to be wanting Chester to lose. The teams on 6 points, you're going to be wanting them to lose. Both of their games, because even if Macclesfield win one of those games, they're still only going to be 2 points behind going into the next round.
Yeah.
And considering Macclesfield have played Kingsway Power, they've played Oldham, they potentially still could be thinking, hold on a minute, we can still sneak into the top 4 here. And if you go down to round 4,
we're thinking along the same. Let's just scroll down a little bit and have a look at this. So they've got Wyre,
because that's what I'm saying. That Macclesfield will then play Wyre, then they play Chester, then they have Saddleworth in the last game of the season. So it's going to be and Macclesfield are going to fancy themselves to win all those last 3 games. So if they can just get at least 1 win at the weekend, then
it has an impact on that table. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's all up here, isn't it? They're playing against, like, a win here is a loss for them, so they're going to drop down and they're going to go up. So yeah, I see what you mean about the extra win. To get 1 win this weekend,
it could it potentially, just say for instance, Oaksway get the 2 wins. I think if they get the 2 wins, we can safely say Oaksway will be in the grand finals, right?
Right.
But then potentially what you might have is a Chester, Wyre, Saddleworth and Macclesfield kind of free-for-all to decide who goes into 4th. And Macclesfield still have to play Wyre. They still have to play Saddleworth. And they're also playing Chester B. So still a lot to play for. And it's going to be interesting how this all kind of pans out on Saturday.
Going to be a very long day for some people, waiting for those scores to come in.
Yeah.
Hey, get the live stream. You can sit there and watch it and root on for the person you want to win, to obviously stop the other from winning. I mean that's heating up. I might have to start putting flames near it just to show on the league, show how hot it is getting there.
Well, if we look at the relegation, like Grangetown are playing Kingsway Power and Macclesfield, the way Grangetown performed against Wyre makes me think they'll give Macclesfield a really good game. So potentially, Grangetown they don't want to leave this league. it's the type of league they desire because of the competition level it offers. So Grangetown, if they can get one win, then going into the next couple of rounds, they're going to be hoping to try and escape the trapdoor, so they can come back next season and still compete. So it's going to be, but yeah, let's see what happens there. And Chesterby, if they can sneak a win from somewhere, then it could be an Ellesmere Port, Grangetown, and Chesterby battle going into the last two rounds to see who leaves us for next season.
Who's Ellesmere got? So okay, they're playing Oaks Way. So really,
But I think they've got to play Grangetown in the next round on March the 12th.
On March 12th. Let's have a look. I did see them here. Yeah, they've got to play Grangetown there. And Saddleworth.
So they're still that Grangetown Ellesmere Port game is going to be a massive game, really good game, to see who potentially leaves us next season. So that'd be a good one on March the 12th.
Oh, it's all spicing up. Loving it. Let us know in the comments, people, what you think. Who do you think is going to get relegated? Let us know. Hey, Richard, get involved. Let us know.
Well,
I mean, who do you think is going to be top four?
I think I've said it before, but I think was it the under 12s or under 13s? I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to go Kingsway Power to win it. If I'd have said Oldham last time, sorry, but I've changed my mind. Kingsway Power, Oldham, Oaksway, third, and fourth.
It's open, isn't it?
It's just
like
based
on the lottery on.
Well, based on how Saddleworth played against Oaksway, they took them into the final quarter practically level. Just because how well they did last season, I'm just going to give it. I'm going to say Saddleworth to sneak into fourth.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And so that's how I'm gonna. That's what I predict. But yeah, I think after this week we get a clear idea of.
So you're saying Kingsway, Oldham, who was third?
Oaksway,
and fourth is going to be
Saddleworth.
Right. Okay. So you think Chester's going to drop right down?
I don't know. It's a tough one. I've seen good and bad in all the teams in terms of performance levels, and from Oaksway down, I've seen teams looking very vulnerable, but I've also seen them play really well and step up. So it's just kind of based on who I believe has the kind of charisma and durability to get the job done. And I think for me, that's going to be Saddleworth. Okay,
right. Interesting. But Chester dropping totally out. Okay.
But if Chester get a win, one win at least this weekend, then my mind will be changed, and I would say Chester will get the fourth place.
Okay. I think there won't be a change at the top there, to be honest. But there we go. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And everything can change this Saturday. And I got a very funny feeling it might well and truly do that.
Well, Martin, that concludes, I think, the roundup for this Saturday's fixtures. Make sure you come along and support the league. Your support is like you being the 8th player on the court. And if you can't make it, make sure you buy the live stream and you sit back and watch the most talented, most competitive youth netballers in the country perform in the number 1 league, not only in the country, but the world.
There you go.
There you go.
I totally agree, 100%. Can I just add something as well? Oh, pen, sorry. Somebody left a voicemail message on the business landline. They obviously text it in asking, are we going to live stream on Sunday the ENG Under 16s Netball Cup? And yes, we will be. I just haven't updated the website yet. I do apologise. Richard can tell you I am dealing with quite a few things at the moment. New tech and everything coming on its way. So I don't know if I've brought this a little bit too far too soon, but what do you reckon, Richard? I think Sunday's going to be quite interesting. Definitely for a live stream.
Well, let's touch upon Sunday then before we go into. I wanted to talk about some of the crazy rules in netball, which infuriates me. But so Sunday is a big welcome back to our shortened games national event. So basically, it's seeing how teams perform in a shorter space of time. So we're doing 10-minute games, on, off. So it's kind of like going into the fourth quarter drawing, then saying, right, you've got 10 minutes, who wants it more type of thing. So that's kind of how that competition works. But for me, for teams that kind of haven't got the durability to stay with teams over a longer period, so like a 40, 50, 60-minute game, this is the perfect opportunity for teams who struggle over a 40, 50-minute game or whatever it is to kind of get some form of victory over the so-called better teams. Because I've seen it on many occasions, the teams that are expected to win, I've seen them go into the first quarter losing. Now, on Sunday, if you go into the first quarter, well, the 10 minutes, which is the first quarter in a normal game, you would have lost. You're out.
Yeah. Oh, it's all or nothing, isn't it?
It's more about mentally preparing yourself for that just 10 minutes of pure hard work, bravery, and just sticking and focusing on a certain game plan. And we've seen it many times before. One of the biggest upsets we ever had was Trafford Juniors when they played against Oldham in the Nationals of the under-16s one way back in 2020. And again, on paper, 9 times out of 10, Oldham will beat them in a normal 50, 60-minute game. But in that, I think it's 12 minutes actually, but in that 12-minute game, Trafford Juniors just did everything right. They didn't put a foot wrong. They brought the aggression. They brought that competitive spirit, and they got the job done. And that's the beauty of these type of events. So if you're coming to watch, it's a great watch because you've got it's the hardest product to sell within the ENG world, because the older teams get, the more transparent the kind of the netball world becomes in terms of who's good, who's kind of not, and but who's kind of at the top of the tree, who's kind of in the middle of the tree, who's at the bottom of the tree. And when you're 16, the world in front of you is a lot more transparent. So trying to get teams involved is a lot more harder. But even though it's hard to sell, kind of to get teams involved, it's probably the best watch out of all the events we do.
It's fast paced, isn't it?
Well, it's fast paced, and there's 16. You've got international players playing. You've got players who are just at the top of their game, and you are literally watching the future of netball in these tournaments. And to see them play in 10-minute games is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant because you see it all. You see the enthusiasm, you see the competitiveness, and it's all jam packed into 10 minutes of play. So it's a great watch. So if you're coming along on Sunday, we've got the Kingsway Powers, we've got Bury, we've got Oaksway, Grangetown, Durham, Warrington. So it's going to be a great watch, great atmosphere at these ones because of the short games and the fast
high pace,
fast nature of the tournament. But if you can't make it, we've never really live streamed two courts before. So Martin's going to live stream both courts. You're not going to miss a single thing. And I can guarantee you, if you've got nothing to do on Sunday, just sit down, relax, get a cup of tea or whatever, and you're going to watch a superb competition, a really good spectacle on Sunday.
Hey, if I didn't think it was any good, I wouldn't live stream it, mate. Simple as. I'd be like, sorry, busy, washing my hair.
Hey, I've seen some of those concerts you live stream.
Oh, those concerts are good. Thank you very much. Don't start. Just because you don't like the music, it's not their fault. It's up to you. But you're Michael Jackson lover.
But you know what? Do you know what? Like, it'd be good to know. Like, what do the teams prefer? Do they prefer the shorter games, or do they prefer longer games? Can you
not like both? I think you can. You can like a hard paced game where it's like 6-a-side, isn't it, sort of thing, and things like that. You can like a shorter game and also like the long game because they're different sort of things. Like you're saying, like you've got to be your physique. It's you've got to be fast. You've got to be these 10-minute games. You've got to be on it for those 10 minutes. There is no, sitting back. There is no chatting with the coach, a quarter and reorganizing yourself. You've got 10 minutes and it's fast.
Yeah,
it's
and
not.
There's no stoppages. So
exactly,
we don't turn the game around. We don't stop for breaks. It's just straight 10 minutes, and every misplaced pass, every misplaced shot is crucial, and that could be the difference between winning and losing. But when I played football, I always preferred shorter games all the time. But that's what I craved more than anything. So when I had the opportunity to do 6-a-side tournaments, 5-a-side tournaments, I always preferred that environment to an 11-a-side game, which is 90 minutes long. Because I just seem to, I don't know. It's kind of like being thrown in the deep end and you can't swim. You literally have to perform in that moment for a short space of time, and it was all hands to the pump type of thing. And I seem to do better in those environments compared to a more drawn out, longer game. And I would switch off more often. I'd literally just ball would go under my feet. I'd slip over. And
was that why you didn't make it like to Man U and everything like that? Is that why?
I'll tell you what, the best one I ever did, the best one ever. Just an example of how rubbish I was at 90-minute games. Now, at 6-a-side level, I was part of the number one school team in the whole entire country. We were number one. But that was a 6-a-side team. But when I played, like for Oxford United, it was playing a reserve team game against Yeovil, and I always remember it. The ball. They have a
slow pitch.
No, it's flat. The ball comes over, and I swing my foot to kick it, and I'm looking forward, thinking, "Where's the ball gone?" Like I'm just looking and thinking, "Where's it gone?" I must not be able to see the ball because it must have gone into the floodlights glare.
God,
I've turned round and they're scoring a goal because it's gone underneath my foot. So the manager said to me, "Off you get." So 5 minutes later, he's pulled me off. It's only like 30 minutes gone. So he's dragged me off. And at half time, he says, "Oh, it's nothing to do with the way you performed. We just needed a bit of experience." And my remark was, "Come on, mate, don't patronize me. I'm useless.
I can't even see a ball.
I can't even aim my foot at a ball."
That must have been embarrassing, though. But then again, you see, in a sport, it happens, isn't it? Sometimes you lose concentration. It's like I'm a chess player. Speed chess, totally different than long drawn out chess. People don't think 10 moves in front. They can do that on slow, but when you're playing fast, fast chess, you got to think quick. It's all moving in time, and it's like game over if you don't think quickly. So it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah,
precisely. Yeah.
But
right. Okay. So that's the under-16s Netball Cup
Sunday. So we look forward to seeing this team Sunday, and it's going to be live streamed. So go on to FBLstreamslive.com, and you'll be able, I think, probably by Friday, Martin. Yeah.
Do you know what? I was going to try. I've got it ready put up for Tuesday yesterday, but it should be on there tonight or tomorrow. It'll be up there, so for people to see and everything.
Yeah, from tomorrow, potentially you can
1
beat
o'clock
your
start,
age.
isn't it? 1 o'clock start on Sunday.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Teams turn up at 1, and we
It'll
get
be done by
going.
1 p.m. Sunday, I guarantee.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, you'll be.
Oh, we still like
wasted
coding it. There we go. Yeah, done the live stream. It's just done. Right, there we go, people. Why is nobody buying? It's not on the website. That's why. Right, there you go. Right, sorry, buddy.
No, just let's like so. One thing I want to talk about, when we'll probably get an umpire on next week to kind of give us some reasoning behind some of these rules. But I've been thinking, I watch a lot of games now, and some of the stuff I see, I just don't understand it. So I just want to go through a few things that I don't get within netball in terms of the rules, and maybe over the week we can create a talking point. But then next week we're bringing an umpire in, and I think the question will be, after we do a little debate over the next 7 days, is keep it or scrap it.
Oh, I like that.
So maybe next season, if the overwhelming majority of people say scrap it, I think we should move forward and try and scrap some of these rules that do not make any sense. The first one I'm going to talk about is something we've implemented already, which is in netball, things you can find yourself 5 or 6 goals down in a very short space of time, right?
Oh, I know where this is going. Go on.
Well, so and I think teams should have the ability to change something very quickly, because netball is that type of game. It's a fast-paced game, so it needs fast-paced decisions, fast-paced rules to kind of adapt to what's happening on the court. So the one thing that doesn't make sense to me within the netball world, outside the ENG kind of world, is not implementing roll-on, roll-off subs. So in generic netball, you only can sub people in each quarter. And if I'm not wrong, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but potentially you have to, I think at a regional level, you have to keep them out the game once you take them off.
Right, okay.
So for me, it doesn't make it. And even at a professional level, it's so quick, it's so fast. Coaches should have the ability to swap players in as quickly as possible, just to change the direction of where the game's going. Because netball, it can have a tendency to kind of have games where you kind of know the outcome within a couple of minutes. If a team allows that kind of other team just to score, coaches should have the opportunity to change the direction of the game, just because it might help reduce scores down when it's not going particularly that well for certain teams, and potentially could keep them in the game. So even though we have roll-on subs within ENG, the question is to everyone out there is, would you like roll-on subs to be implemented in your local leagues, like summer competitions, regional, county leagues? And I know people have been talking about this at a high level within netball. I do have contacts. People do talk to me, and yeah, I've got some good little contacts within netball. I've got a lot of people. They tell me what happens in these meetings and stuff. They I hear it.
I got the lowdown.
But yeah, that's something that has been talked about, like bringing in the roll-on subs. So get that in as quickly as possible. But again, let's see.
Let's know in the comments what you think.
Yeah, what do you think of it? That'd be interesting. But next one, I'm going to go to the passing against the post.
Oh, what we've just been talking about.
Yeah. So I love it. I like it because it's a cheeky type of thing to do.
Right.
You're not.
How about get rid of the distance rule, the 3 foot?
Yeah, but then you get players that literally standing on other players' toes, wouldn't you? Or no, or you could stand to the side.
Well, I'm thinking, you know, looking at that post shot, they have to be a certain amount away. So if they literally don't have that 3 foot rule, they can stand by the post and stop that from happening.
Yeah, that would be more difficult to implement. But I think if you can't pass to your player because the team are defending well, whether it be the attackers or the defenders are defending well, should you have the luxury of just passing it to the post?
That's a good point.
To then throw it in the net.
Yeah, you've said it right, haven't you? If they're defending well, then you've just got to throw that ball and hopefully it gets to your player.
I think in open play, Martin, it's fine. But when you're standing on the baseline and
right next to the
and the players are defending superbly to stop you passing that ball out, and you just go, throw it against the post, right in the net. It kind of, for me, it takes away the hard work those defenders have done.
Again, only when you put it like that do I agree. Yeah, it's an interesting one.
So it's kind of, even though it's rarely used, I like it because it's kind of it's kind of out there. It's a cheeky shot. So I'm not gonna. I actually like it, but is it fair? And should players be able to use a post when defenders who train all week, whether you're attacking defender or defender in general, that their good work is just eradicated just because someone can use the post?
So, comment time. Let's know in the comments.
Oh yeah, it'd be good for people. It'd be good for people to. But for me, when the ball goes out of court, I would actually say no. You shouldn't be able to use the only in play, because it's far more difficult in play to do that because the speed of the game.
Yeah, but I have seen it done. I have seen it.
No, I haven't seen it done in play.
I have.
But you've seen people throw it against a post in play. I haven't seen it.
I have.
What
I watch a lot more. See, I watch a lot. I couldn't tell you the team. I couldn't tell you when, but I have seen it.
Well, in play, I would say yes. When the ball goes out of bounds, and no, because if the defenders are doing their job, they should be rewarded for doing their job. Yeah,
no, I agree. I do agree, but I also like the option of, it's one of those tactics. It's a bit like it can just work. Like they've got to get it right. If they don't, then it's going to go off and the opponents get the ball. So if they don't get it right, then it's a weird one. I'd like to see the comments on that. I really would. Yeah. Have you put it out there on Twitter or on Instagram?
No, what I do, I'll caption these and I'll stick them on Instagram and stuff just to get the
feedback,
the chat going. So yeah, we've got roll-on subs. Even though we've implemented it, would you like to see it implemented throughout netball? Because it just makes sense because of netball being such a fast-paced game. Fast-paced games deserve fast-paced decisions. End of story for me, anyway. Throwing the ball off the post when you're out of bounds or even in play, should it be used as an additional player? For me, probably not. If you're outside the court, inside the court, if you can do that with the speed of play, when the ball's live inside the court, then fair play to you. You deserve every bit of success you get. But while you're stationary outside the court, for me, no. I think defenders should be rewarded for good defending if you can't find a pass to your opponent. Next one is so when there's a foul's given, the amount of times I see. So again, you should, in any other sport, you can just go and grab the ball and come back where the foul was and take the thing. Now, in netball, players are restricted in where they can go in the court. So what drives me absolutely potty is when a defender or an attacker or whatever, they get a foul, but because the ball has rolled into a certain part of the court they're not allowed in, they literally can't retrieve the ball. And it just doesn't make any sense because the game is dead.
Yes.
There's no. So sometimes I saw it last week when AP Saints played Eagles. The young defender for AP Saints, the ball was literally in front of her, but she couldn't pick it up. But by that time, Eagles had organised themselves and they were back in position. If she was able just to go and retrieve the ball, come back to where she should be playing the ball from, potentially could have played it a lot quicker and they would have scored.
Yeah.
So,
but that said, can't your teammate should be watching where that ball is and go and get it?
No, but it's when the ball was literally next to him. But I spoke to an umpire today, and they said it's more to even though it hasn't been changed in the rules, common sense should be observed if a player goes to retrieve the ball outside their designated area.
But it could be said that if they've dropped the ball or they misfumble it, then that's their own fault, and they shouldn't have done that.
No. Like if the umpire gives a foul and the ball bobbles off, they should be able they should be able to just retrieve the ball. But if they run into an area of the court they shouldn't be, then a foul go against.
So let's step through this because of my, being old. So the ref's blowing the whistle saying it's a foul, but the ball's kept going, correct?
Hold on.
Oh, he's going to get his piece of paper out, people, and a pen.
I'm going to do the worst.
It's crayons. It's crayon time. I have to put hashtag crayon time. ENG.
Broken pencils. That's all that's in there.
Why is there always a broken pencil?
I don't know. Like my kids,
people.
I don't know.
Or pens that run out of ink. If it runs out of ink, throw it away. Doesn't need to be there.
Right. There's a netball court, Martin.
Yep, I can see that.
So a defender, or just say goal defense, can only operate in this part of the court here.
Yep.
They can't go into here.
Okay.
So if they win a foul in here, so hold on. If the foul's there, you see the X, Martin?
Yeah, I can see the X marks the spot.
But the ball trickles over the line. That player, by the rules, can't go and get the ball.
But this is the point. When the foul is committed, the ball's rolled across. Are you saying it doesn't matter when they blew the whistle? If that ball's just rolling, even though they've called the foul, they can't get the ball?
No.
Oh.
But they've called the foul, so the game's dead anyway.
It's stopped.
It's stopped. So allowing that player just to go and get the ball, if it's more viable for them to get it, even if they venture outside their designated area, allows the game to speed up.
But if the game's stopped, why can't they go and get the ball?
Because they're not, by the rules, they're not allowed outside their designated area.
Is this when the attack dogs start coming and the gunships, and if they go past that line and then things start to blow up?
I don't know. It's just, for me, I saw it on Saturday or Sunday again, and I thought to myself, I can't stomach this rule.
We're gonna have to note this down so that I can go over some footage so you can quickly explain this to me.
It's just imagine you're on the football pitch. You're only allowed to play up to the halfway line because you're a defender. You're only allowed in your part of the pitch. You win a free kick because you get smashed over in just where the centre line is.
Yeah.
And you're
The whistle's blown.
But the whistle, the referee's gone foul to your team, but the ball's trickled over into the attacking half.
Yeah. And they're not allowed to just cross over, pick up the ball, bring it back and carry on.
No.
They've got literally this invisible force field that they can't go past. Right.
No. Because potentially potentially they get a foul against them.
Right. I wasn't aware of that. Again, I'm learning.
But the umpire told me umpires have to basically use their common sense.
Right.
But the players don't know this. So the amount of times I've seen players not going to retrieve the ball when they could have just gone and got the ball, played and caught the team out of position.
Yeah, because the game stopped, hasn't it? So this is another tactic thing, isn't it? Really, it's a bit like the
it only helps. It only helps. So if you're a team who's playing a really good team and you're doing really well against them, and every little moment matters, potentially that being able to get that ball could mean the difference between winning and losing a game.
Well, this is like an attack in football. You know, when you're running down the line, you're getting close to the goal. Defense comes in, kicks, obviously tackles you, but kicks the ball so it goes off. The player runs up the attack and only give me the ball, the other ball, so that they can throw it onto the other player and score the goal. It's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get the ball and let's carry on the pace. But what you're saying is the game stops. It's like waiting for the sea to calm, and then they continue on.
Yeah, and it for me, it only benefits. So if the team who have fouled that player, they get an advantage because in some cases they get the advantage because they're allowed to reset up their defense again. But they gave the foul away.
Yeah, and all because you're waiting for a ball that's just gone across the line when the game is stopped.
Yeah,
so if they cross the line, the referee can actually give a foul against them for crossing the line, correct?
Yeah.
Even though the game is actually stopped.
Yeah.
I think that's a grey area in the rules. I'm sure it must be if the
Martin, I saw it again on Sunday and I just thought the girl was leaning to try and get the ball, but she daren't not move her feet because it might go over the line. But I'm thinking the whistle's been blown. Just go and get the ball.
There's some great talking points there, my friend. Some great ones. Definitely let us know in the comments as well.
So we've got roll on subs.
Yeah.
We've got throwing the ball against posts.
Yeah.
The third thing, should players, regardless of their position, be able to retrieve the ball? If a foul's been given. Number 4.
Oh, you got more? Oh my!
You've got two more. For me,
have you not got a TV in your house? Have you been busy?
No, I think about this stuff.
I noticed. Carry on. Then. What's number 4?
Number 4 is having your foot on the line. If the ball goes out of play and you're awarded the free pass, kids are penalised or players are penalised for having their foot on the line of the court when they're throwing it in. But for me, it's not a case of whether their foot's on the line, it's whether it's on the court. They shouldn't be being penalised for their foot on the line.
But shouldn't their feet be behind the line, though?
No, I just think for me, it's a little bit tedious for me. I think if their foot's on the line, just let it go.
No, I disagree.
You disagree?
No, the ball should, the feet should be behind the line, then it's behind the line. It's quite simple. Because then you start getting how much can you put your foot on,
No, but if you believe, for me, it's a bit like football. I keep going back to football because it's the best way for me to kind of get a clear picture. The ball has to be over the line a fraction for it to be a goal. No, all the ball has to be over the line.
Yeah, all the ball has to, yeah.
So could you make a case that as long as their foot is not in the court and it stays on the line, let them play on?
See, this is where I would go. Look, if their feet have got to be behind the line, that's quite clear. If it says your foot can be on the line, then it starts to become: is it the tip of the foot Is it the heel of the foot? Is it anything like that? That's when it becomes great, because some people, got size 10 feet. They got, they can step in more. Like short people like me, I can only step in like 1 foot. It's that sort of where you can go with it. But if it's behind the line, it's quite clear. You can go as close to the line as you want, but if you touch the line, that's it. It's a foul. I agree with it.
Right. Okay. So everyone, number 4 this week, should you be penalised for having your foot on the line, or should it just be if your foot encroaches on the actual court itself?
No. Stay with me, people. Vote my way, people. Vote my way. I'm right.
Well, you're going to love the next one. I know for a fact you're going to agree with me on the next one, Martin.
Go on.
This is hands down the number 1 worst rule in netball. Do you want to know? Do you want to hear it, Martin?
I think I already know, but go on.
You get penalised if you're too far away from the line when you throw it in off a free pass. And I can't make a case. There's a case for the rest of them.
Yes, there is.
Well, probably not retrieving the ball. I don't understand why you'd stop people. But this one here is hands down absurd. So,
and it's at the discretion of the umpire as well, isn't it? If they're too far away.
Well, what? I think I don't know what the actual measurement is, but I think it's a foot. I don't know what it is. But what advantage does anyone get? Well, is it to do? It must be something to do with distance away from your opposing player. Because if you step back too much, then you're going to create a bigger distance between you and your opponent.
Right. Okay.
So, actually,
he's thinking about it now. Look.
No, did you know what? I didn't actually think about it in that way.
But that's good, though. It's good that you can think about it and go, actually, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, I think it
means a lot. It means a lot.
I haven't done too much research on it, but that is probably why. Because in netball, you have to be 3 foot away. By stepping back more,
they can come closer.
Well, the player can come closer, can't they?
Yeah.
Well, so let's go back to my original theory.
Have you just debunked yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to make a case for it, but now you've said that. So on a normal court, I don't see what advantage when an umpire blows for being too far away from the line. I shudder.
Yeah. See, to me, it doesn't matter how far away from the line you are, providing you're not like, in football sometimes when they get the a throw on and then they go 10 miles up the road and throw it on, and then the referee blows and says, "Hey, come back."
Yeah,
that's the only scenario I can say where the distance thing, as long as you're in line with where the ball went out of play, it doesn't matter how far behind the line you go. And like you're saying, I know there's that 3 foot rule, but to me, if you want to stand 10 foot back, throw the ball, because it's also a tactic thing. If you can throw a ball a certain distance perfectly, then by stepping 3 steps back rather than
But you can't in netball. You can't do a run up and throw the ball.
No, you can't. But if you could, it would be so much better.
But I just think if you're doing a stationary pass, what benefit is it to you to step back away from the line? Because, like you said, Martin, because all that's going to happen is the defender is going to step forward, just like you see in football. When a player goes to do a long throw, what happened? The player then stands right on the line, and because he's moved back, the player's gone, all right, and I'm not encroaching in your space, because footballers have to be a certain distance away on a free kick or throw-in.
Yeah, that's true.
So the player moves forward and says, right, because you've gone into the stands practically, I'm going to move myself forward because I'm obviously not interfering with you now because you're halfway down the road.
I've never seen that. I've never noticed that. To be fair.
People move forward. They move forward right onto. So if they're going to do a long throw, they'll move right forwards. And that's what happened with a netballer. If a player moves back, they just move forward. But then if you're throwing the ball from a stationary position, there's no benefit to you to really move back. So I don't understand why you would penalise someone for throwing the ball too far away from the line. It doesn't. I can't
see. I know I could use that as an advantage because I know if I can throw a ball a certain amount of distance every time, then I know if I do that, I know it's going to go a certain distance, and I know by doing 3 steps back, for instance, I could throw that ball perfectly to that position.
But what I can't. But then you could do that in any capacity in the net. You don't have to necessarily take 3 steps back to do that. So even if you do it 3 steps back or not, does it really matter?
No, it doesn't. Yeah. My mind's now throwing quite a few things at me. Like, it can stop the short pass, can't it? If you're up against the line and you're not far back. Well, if you're far back, you can, the defense can move. You've chose a good one there. That one is I think that's going to be.
I'd like someone to explain it and make a good case for why it's a rule. It's for me. I shudder every time an umpire calls that. I just. Oh,
I've got to go mad.
Because especially in the courts we play on, there's not a lot of room between the baseline and the wall anyway.
That is true. There isn't much room, so
it's quite difficult to be too far away from the line. So I'm gonna say to my umpires, come on, umpires, no more too far away from the line. I don't really understand it, but it's a rule. So explain it to us. Maybe we're just being absolutely stupid, but I know there's someone I spoke to today said the exact same thing. They said it's the most ridiculous rule they've ever come across, and they run a netball club.
See if we get people next week to come on and discuss these.
No, we're going to get an umpire on, mate.
Brilliant. Yeah, but umpires are cool. I want to see players. I mean, I know things have changed around a bit today with Erin and Ava, but it would have been great to actually get their take on it as well, just to get their buy-in from the players, the athlete, see what they say. So, well, I totally disagree with it because I'd like to do this, or I could do this and this. So, and who know the sport better than us? To be fair,
yeah. But Martin, I think we've covered every angle. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Big day for the under-13s Northern Conference. Top 4 battles, championships to be won, relegation battles. Then Sunday, we're going back in time where we started, 10-minute games, some of the most talented netballers in the country at an under-16s level, 10-minute games, do or die, every single game. So an action-packed week of netball. Make sure you come and watch. Or if you can't be there, make sure you watch the live stream and just enjoy an ENG event, because we love to make it exciting, and they're both going to be very exciting. And just
that's why we stream them. That's why we stream them, because they're exciting, they're fun, they're great. You just got to be there. And if you can't be there, obviously watch it live on FBLstreamslive.com. But mate, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Richard. See you on the weekend.
Yeah, see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. Bye. Bye, everyone. Don't forget, comment. Don't forget, comment. See you later.